Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Season's greetings, happy holidays. It's been a while since I uploaded, but my camera wasn't working properly. I was at the point where I thought I was gonna have to get a whole new camera, but it turned out I didn't have to do it. It was repaired, so I'm very happy. So I wanted to get this video up before Christmas. It's like 2 days before Christmas when you guys are gonna see this video. And I wanted to do a review of the Scott Barnes face palettes. I have all three of the face palettes, and after Scott Barnes, if you don't know who he is a celebrity makeup artist who is famous for his work on J.Lo, Jennifer Lopez. And after he did his video with Tati Westbrook, I just all of a sudden started seeing his palettes and stuff all over YouTube, and of course I was intrigued as a makeup lover. And then I saw Tara Lynn here on YouTube uploaded her video on the palettes, and I just fell in love with the colors and stuff. I know she's a completely different color, race, ethnicity from me, but I figured, hey, I want to try the palettes. I started to look all over YouTube to see if I can find somebody with my complexion, a deep complexion, that reviewed these palettes. I couldn't find one. So I figured, you know what? I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there who would love to see these palettes on somebody with a deeper skin tone. So I figured I'm gonna buy the palettes and I'm gonna do a review on the palettes and see how it performs on deeper skin. So let's jump right into it. So let's start with the contour palette. This is what it looks like. Very clean and sleek. Very like what a professional makeup artist would do, in my opinion. And it has a total of 8 shades. This is what the palette looks like. And when I saw it on Tara's, when she did her video, I left a comment on her video, you know, just thinking out loud, like asking her what does she think, you know, I wanted her to look on deep skin tones. With 2 shades, and it would be, I would say, this shade right here in the corner right there. I don't want to gouge it with my nail. And maybe this shade right here. And I think those 2 shades can be used as transition colors on my lid. But if I can use 6 out of the 8 shades, I'm not mad at that, right? So I'm gonna go ahead, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bronze around my face, and then I'm gonna contour. I don't usually bronze and then contour, but for this video I'm gonna do that. I just want you guys to see what it looks like on the face. And I didn't say, but this retails for $58. It has a total, I think, it has 24.8 grams of product. So to bronze around my face, I am thinking this shade right here on the bottom. This is called Snatched. And oh, these are super pigmented, guys. This is what it looks like on the brush. So I'm gonna just bronze around my face with this. See how it looks. Okay. This is definitely showing up on my skin tone. I'm NC50 in MAC. I can actually contour with this as well. It is definitely showing up on my skin tone. I can contour with this. I mean, I don't like a crazy contour. I'm just putting it like all over, like if I'm bronzing up my skin. But yeah, they are very pigmented. So I can just imagine if you are lighter, you would really have to take a light hand with this because it is super pigmented, guys. And I'm gonna put some around my forehead here. Oh, this is very nice, guys. This is nice. And I love this shade, this Snatched shade. Cool name, right? But as you can see, it's definitely shade. Oh, this is pretty. I like this a lot. So this definitely works. And if you're a little lighter than me, let's say you're like an NC45, I don't think you have a problem, but this is definitely showing up on my NC50 skin tone. And I have this blush palette, so I'm not gonna try to use that pinkish one as a blush, but in the future I'm definitely gonna try that as a blush and see how it looks. But this is the last shade, that Snatched shade. I think it definitely contoured my face. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this little small brush. It's just like a little elf brush. I'm not sure, it doesn't have a number or anything like that, but I wanted something small and precise to go in with the darker shade to actually carve out my cheekbones. And I'm gonna go in with this shade. This shade, I didn't even look at the shade name, but it's called Sculpt. So this is the second shade right here. I am going to sculpt my cheekbones with this. These are very pigmented, guys. Look at that. And I'm gonna carve out my cheekbones with this. Oh, this is nice. I'm so happy, guys, because I was thinking, oh, I'm definitely taking one for the team, and this is not cheap, $58 palette, but it's working for me. It's definitely carving out my cheek. And the colors, although it looks like really brown in the pan, it has like a nice, it has like the perfect shade, I think, for a contour. You can't really see the gray, but there's some kind of gray in there, and I know those type of gray shades are perfect for contouring. This is nice. I like this a lot. Very nice. Yeah, so this, oh, that definitely contoured the hell out of my face. And I hope you were able to see the swatches that I had up on my hand. But looking at the palette, yeah, I would only say these, maybe this shade and this shade may give me some problems, but I can use it as a transition shade on my eyes. I'm impressed. I mean, I think this definitely worked on deep skin. All right, so now we're gonna get into the blush palette. And this blush palette also retails for $58. It's called Chic Cheek. This is what it looks like. And this I've already swatched. And I know people were saying that, you know, the shipping and the customer service on his website wasn't that good. I ordered mine. I got it in record time. I got a, but I think the contour palette is sold out on this website right now. I ordered mine. I got a shipping notification in 2 days, and then I got it 2 days later. So this is what the blush palette looks like. Same sleek, but this one has pink writing on it. Don't mind my 2 nails that are broken. Ratchet. And it has this little like flap here that picks up. And this is what the blush palette looks like. I think it's absolutely stunning, the blush palette. The colors are very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Of course, my eyes caught that mango shade. It's called Mango Fizz. The shade right here, I'm trying to avoid digging my fingers in there. And this also has a total of 8 shades. And there are 6 mattes, and then the 2 at the end here, the 2 shades here has like shimmer to them. So I'm assuming they can be used as like blush toppers. So I'm gonna go in with my Jaclyn Hill blush brush. I also use her powder brush to do the bronzing. And I am going to, you know, since I'm not going anywhere after I film this video, I'm gonna try the 2 different shades on my cheek so you guys can have an idea. And I'm gonna go in with Mango Fizz on this cheek first. All right, so this is the top row swatched on my hand. Just swatching it, they do feel a little powdery to me. For some, I just thought they would have been a little bit more creamy. They don't feel creamy to the touch like when I swatched it. And I'm gonna go ahead and swatch the bottom row. Okay, this is the bottom row swatched. And for me, especially on my skin tone, I don't like blushes that are too bright. So for me, this is gonna be perfect, because I like a wash of color. If you've looked at my channel, you'll see that's what I like. So this is what Mango Fizz looks like on the brush. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start putting it from the apple of my cheek and bring it upward and just pat. Now I can see it here in my mirror. It's like a slight wash of color, but it's nothing too crazy, and for me this is enough. For somebody else with my complexion, this may be like, oh my god, that's too light. I personally don't mind it, and you can definitely build it up. And like I had said before, it's powdery. To me it feels powdery, but I think it looks pretty on. What do you guys think? I mean, you don't see it a lot, honestly, but for me it's enough for me. So I'm going to dust this off a little bit, and I'm going to try, you know, put a little bit of this shade over top, the blush topper, and see how that looks. I don't want to go too crazy because I have the highlighter palette as well. So you see, for me, just that slight glow, I personally love that. So I'm going to go in next with, I'm going to mix this shade with this shade and see how that looks. So I'm mixing Sweet Cheeks with Crushing Blush. I'll list them in the description box, but I'm mixing these two right here just to have an idea. Okay, this definitely popped more on my cheek, and I'm not gonna go too crazy because I don't like my cheeks to have too much color on them. I'm gonna put a little bit of this one over top the Mango Fizz and see how that looks, because I know when I've seen him, because I looked at a few of his videos, he likes to like mix them together. Okay, that actually looks nice. That one over the Mango Fizz looks very nice. Okay. So I love this palette because it's right up my alley. I love how subtle the colors are looking on my skin tone. Oh, this doesn't look too subtle. You can definitely see the color with this palette, but overall, I think it's a very pretty palette. All right, I'm gonna go on to the highlighter palette because I don't want this video to be too long. And here is the highlighter palette, and this is the Glowy and Showy palette. This one was a little bit more expensive. This one was $68, so this one was $10 more. I don't know if it cost more to make. And this one is in a white. The writing on here is white. It has the same flap like the other two, which I think is pretty neat. There is a plastic covering it, which is about to fall out. And this is the highlighter palette, also very pretty. And looking at the palette, I can see 5 shades right off the bat that I can definitely wear, and it's the whole bottom row, and this shade right here. The other 3 probably could be inner corner highlights or brow bone highlighter, but having 6 shades out of the 8 that I can use, I don't mind that at all. They feel like creamy to the touch. I love the feel of it. So I'm gonna go in with the most, I would say, practical of all of them to start with. So I'm gonna be using Easy Glowing and Twilight Sand, and that's these 2 right here on the bottom. And I'm gonna start with Twilight Sand, and I'm gonna put that on the upper part of my cheekbone. Oh, okay, these are blinding, very pigmented. If you don't like a blinding highlighter, I don't know if you'd like this, because as you can see, as soon as I put it on, that pop is there. It's a lot lighter than I thought, because when I first looked at it, because I didn't swatch it, I was waiting to swatch it on camera. When I looked at it, it looked, I can see there was champagne in there, but it looked more, it looked as though it had a little bit more gold, like it was a little darker. And then for like my cheek, I'm gonna go in with Easy Glowing, which is the darkest bronze kind of shade, and this I'm gonna put on my cheekbone, on my the apples of my cheek. Yeah, these are very pigmented, and they're like that blinding highlighter. So if you don't like a lot of highlighter, you will have to go easy and have a light hand. They're pretty. They're pretty, but for some reason, I thought the shades, they look deeper in the pan than it's looking on at least my NC50 skin tone. And I'm gonna take some of the Easy Glowing and put it on the tip of my nose. It's not coming off as blinding when I use my fingers. It's more so when I use a brush. And that brush I'm using is my Murphy Times Jaclyn Hill brush. All right, and whatever's left over on the brush, I'm gonna go on my forehead with that and my Cupid's bow. All right, guys, so this is the end of this video. This is the end of me demoing these 3 face palettes. Surprisingly, the bronzing palette, the bronzer palette, is my favorite, and I thought this was gonna be like a joke, my least favorite. I like this the most. I think I'm gonna have the most use out of this palette compared to the other 2. I thought the blush palette would have been my favorite. It's not. This is my favorite. I'm really surprised, and I'm also very happy because I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll have to give this palette to my niece because she's a lot lighter than me, but no. And then I would say the blush palette and the highlighter palette, surprisingly, I thought was gonna be my second favorite. That's my least favorite. Love the blush palette because I think it showed up beautifully on my cheek, because I just love a nice wash of color, and I think mixing the Mango Fizz with those other 2 shades also look very beautiful. And I do like the highlighter palette, but I own better highlighters, I think, in my opinion. The color schemes, it's not bad, but it's like, to me, it's nothing that I'm like, oh my god, it's so beautiful, you have to get it. But if you were considering getting the bronze sculpting palette, whatever you want to call it, and you're my skin tone and you were nervous to get it, don't be. I think you can definitely grab it. And that blush palette, very beautiful, and I think you can definitely build it up. I love the colors in the blush palette. This is my least favorite. I mean, I own a bunch of highlighters. This is nothing that's gonna blow your socks off, but I will use it since I paid $68 for it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice, but I don't know, I was expecting a little bit more, but I do like, now I'm looking at it, I like the way that, you know, the dark one looks on my nose, and it's you know, it does its job. It highlighted my face, but out of the 3, this is my least favorite, and I thought it would have been my second favorite. The Sculpting palette, I love. I'm definitely going to use it in my crease. I love the way it carved out my cheekbones. I love the way the bronzing shade looks around my forehead. I love this palette, and I'm so happy about that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, Merry Christmas. I hope you guys have a blast. I hope you relax, enjoy your time with your family, and I'm gonna see you guys again in my next video. Bye, guys.